So once I overcome pretty much the devil, and you have to understand demonic forces like the devil, and I'm not going to go too much to my understanding of this, but they can only influence your mind, and you have to essentially allow fear to come into your being, which opens up a portal in your mind for negative forces to come in. They cannot come in without you being unwise, unprotected, and you allow fear into your heart. This is why Jesus told his prophet, one of his followers, that when he was, oh Jesus, we can, you don't have to die. We can take you away. We can run, and he called his own follower the devil or Satan because he allowed fear into his heart. So that, pretty much happened. But after that, I rejoice with my family. I buy them clothes, and and I'm not really caring about money. I have a good amount of money, but I'm not caring about it. I have like 20K in credit, 14K in money I saved, and I essentially am just trying to help my family, whatever they need, money, clothes. I buy clothes for everyone, computers, like laptops, phones. I'm trying to help my family because they're in such a terrible negative state. I want to help them, and I feel like God was telling me to help my sister. So I tell my mom that I'm taking my sister to California so she could visit family and me, and I could show her a better life. And she's really suicidal, and she has, a lot of negativity in her heart. But I'm giving her a lot of positivity. So we go and we get a hotel for the night, so she doesn't have to stay at my mom's for the last night, and we could get up and go on the Greyhound. And then and then we go to the Greyhound, and we meditated in the room and fell asleep to meditation. And I want her to just have peace. And then we got up, went to the Greyhound bus, and ended up in Los Angeles and took her home. And she wasn't, I would say, physically all there. And I think her diet was just so terrible that I didn't really give her the opportunity to think or activate her mind clearly. So I started to, give her really good food like salmon and vegetables and fruits and good water, and we'll go out to eat. And it was a really positive experience for her. And it's just really, really unfortunate. It was a really positive experience. And I was just reading more about God and chilling and going out with her and showing her a good time and having her visit my grandma. The issue with it, though, was that she became like spoiled. I got her a phone and a laptop, and she became very spoiled. And she didn't want to listen to anyone. She just wanted to listen to herself. We went to a psychic, and a psychic was telling me that I had 5 chakra points open. I'm close to God, but I need to get closer, and these things. I said, okay. But my sister, they said like all her chakra points was closed, and that she was pretty much some kind of sex worker in the past, and that she wasn't a good person, or she had a lot of negativity in her heart, something like that. It was really weird, I didn't know the conversation, but my sister told me, and so I was like, okay. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but essentially we had a good time. We went to Universal Studios, and I showed her like life is better than what she knows. And I got her a birth certificate. I was talking to her about working. And she was having internal issues with God, and like if she wanted to believe and have faith. And, I tried my best to assist her, but, she really couldn't understand why she couldn't do certain things if she followed God. And, I just told her, like, we have to surrender our will to God and have faith that he knows what's best for us. And she just did not want to accept that. And I got her a Bible, and she essentially took the Bible, and then when it was time to leave, she came up to me and said, I no longer need this Bible. I no longer want to worship God. I hate God. And I said, whoa. Total 360, don't know how that happened. And then she's sitting in the living room screaming, that God is giving her visions of Jesus, and they won't stop, and they won't stop, and she's screaming. And I say, okay, and I give her some time to decompress, but we have to go. So the Uber came, and I told her, let's go. And we get on the Greyhound, and I see that she's on her phone. Like, she's just really so focused and glued to her phone. And so I'll go over there to see what she's watching or what she's looking at, and I see that she's looking up Satan or the devil. And I'm like, why are you looking this up? And she says, I don't want to worship God. I want to worship the devil. And I try to explain to her that it's not even or. It's not one or the other. It's, it's really God or no one else. Like, but she said she wants to worship the negative entity, and I really don't know what to say to talk her out of it. And, and then when we get back, and she goes home, and she's just so into, like, she wants to be an actor, and she's into, like, social media. But ever since that she said that about the devil, want to worship, her life never been the same. The following months after that, she started to go insane. She had to go to multiple psychiatrists, mental facilities. She attacked a cop and was about to go to jail for a felony. And even as I'm speaking, she's not in her right mind currently, and it only is getting progressively worse. And the only common factor that I can see is that she chose to worship the devil. And she tells me that the devil wants her as a concubine or a slave, or she has dreams that she's in hell, or things talk to her, demonic things. And it's really unfortunate that she chose to allow negativity into her mind, body, and soul, and now it's so powerful that she doesn't know how to overcome it, because no one can truly help you but yourself and God. And if she turns her back on God, and she doesn't know how to do it at all, because you need God to be able to overcome these forces within yourself, she's essentially doomed, and no one can stop it. We can only help her get to the Lord and get to a positive, being. And that's unfortunate. And so, I gambled a bit, and, I didn't win nothing. I won a little bit, didn't really win. And, so I went back home, and I visited one of my friends who was going through a tough time. And coincidentally, she lived right by my mother's house. It's super weird. And I went to go visit her. She wasn't doing that good, and she was kind of suicidal at the time. And I was trying to talk to her. And I did what I could. I brought her some food and talked to her, but I had to head back. So I head back to the Greyhound. I head back home to Los Angeles, and as soon as I got back, maybe a day or two, my friend of the friend from Vegas calls me and says that my friend from Vegas is going to kill herself, and that she doesn't want to live anymore. And so they're telling me that someone has to go to Vegas, and I say, okay, sure, I'll go to Vegas. And my inner spirit kind of told me, like, okay, you think you're good. We're going to really test how good you are. And I said, okay, well, if this is a test from God, no problem. That's no problem to me. And I headed straight back to Vegas. And I visited my mom again and bought them food and stuff like that. But I went to my friend who was suicidal, and I just talked to her, and I was there for her. And, I'm not sure if I did a lot or didn't do a lot, but I think I got her back from a real dark place that she was headed. And I'm not saying that she's doing amazing, but she's alive today. And that was a really interesting. And at this time, my inner spirit or my inner voice is talking to me so much, trying to direct me. And I felt like I could leave and it was okay. And so I left back to Los Angeles. It was a really quick trip. And when I got back, there was a white goose on top of my roof. And it was, quacking or whatever. And it was like 6 a.m. and it was so weird, and nobody else noticed or said anything. but it was on top of our roof, and I didn't know if that was a message or how did it get up there. Yeah.